Because today is our special day, Juhi, I would love to tell you that our community turns one this year. It would be like on
Great.
27 June 2024 we have started, and today is our first birthday. So yes, this session is very special. Uh,
That's I'm very happy to know and very grateful to come and speak. Honestly, I have not done a lot of mentoring, and this would be like one of my first sessions to give, and that too with girls. So really happy for that. Uh, I just request everyone to turn on their camera so I can also feel a little comfortable sitting on the side. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And we have one activity too, because as it's like
Yeah.
our birthday, so at the end of this meeting, whosoever like I'm very observant, right? Whosoever would be the most active, turning on the cameras, asking questions, and be curious, we'll be giving 1 month of Canva Premium to them for free. So yes, this is from our side. Alone in this meeting, only this time, not again and again. Yeah, and
That's great.
nice. Hello, Kritika. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone. Yeah. So we should wait for 2 more minutes, and I'll start by 4:05 exactly as you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, now we have to do this in all the meetings. When you heard about Canva Premium, everybody is switching on the camera. It's not about the benefit, and yes, we would be giving it, no doubt, right? It's about like building connections and interacting with the person. Like she is quite experienced. She has experience in security, ML, and she's currently in Flipkart. So yes, this is the chance that you can get. Because what I've seen, Juhi, in the corporate, uh, especially the corporate people, because not everyone have time, especially people do mentor, but they do on like weekly or monthly basis, right? And they have their top mate setup. Suppose if anyone wants one-on-one guidance, they have like prices. I've seen like 1,000, 2,000 for 30 minutes meeting, or 5,000, right? So that's why I insist people to join such sessions where you can directly interact with people, right? Obviously, it would not be feasible to mentor one-on-one, but yes, in such sessions, you can clear all your queries, like uh, all your situations or anything that you want to ask. So this can be a great advantage for you.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I'm personally not a fan of having those
Yeah.
paid one-on-one top mate sessions because I feel everything is available online for you to learn, and if you're just available to do things, so you can just search and figure it out yourself. Yeah. So just adding my 1 cent there. Cool. I think I should get started.
Yeah,
So
just let me give you a brief introduction of yours. So,
sure,
hello
sure.
everyone. First of all, this is going to be a very special session because it's our birthday after all, and we have with us our very amazing speaker, Miss Juhi Chandra. She is like really experienced in security, ML. If you want to ask anything related to these fields, you can ask. And in this particular session, she'll be guiding us regarding how you can ace Flipkart Grid. If you have any questions regarding Flipkart Grid, how we should prepare, what are the steps and procedures, you can ask her because she was the winner of Flipkart Grade 5. And yes, here we have the queen. So, Juhi, you can, if you want to introduce again, you can. And now we can start the session.
Thank you, Manik. I think that's quite an overstatement, but thank you so much. I like to stay humble and yeah. So, hi everyone. I am Juhi. I graduated last year itself from NIT Jalandhar. So, I studied from NIT and I did dual degree. I studied instrumentation and control engineering, maybe a branch you'd never heard of, along with computer science and engineering. So I did major in electronic sort of, and then a minor degree in computer science. And throughout my college, I actually explored a lot of fields, starting from product design to full stack to preparing for placements, trying out things in open source, and I'll go into depth of each and everything, but that's just a quick understanding. And I happened to participate in a lot of hackathons during my college itself. And one of them happened to be Flipkart Grid 5.0, which I participated last to last year. And I participated in InfoSec track because I I had good experience building security solutions in OWASP community. So I'm not sure if you guys know about it, but there is an organization called as OWASP, which builds open source security solutions for companies or for people to just use. So during my GSOC contribution phase, I was contributing into that community, and that helped me somehow to build some security solution for Flipkart Grid Challenge. And then things happened, and I invested around 2 months into my project. Then we had offline hackathon. I'll go into details of each and everything, just giving a gist of it. And then I won that along with my team. And then we got interview, and that's how I got my offer at Flipkart. And my current role, uh, which is very similar to what I actually built during the Flipkart Grid hackathon. And I work in infosec team currently, so my role is very diverse. Sometimes I need to think around security, sometimes I need to build out a software end to end, or sometimes I need to solve an ML challenge, or maybe I need to use generative AI for doing certain tasks. So it's a versatile role here which I have currently in my team. And yeah, and I'm really grateful for all the things that I get to learn. And I always wanted to be in such kind of role where I can merge cybersecurity along with software engineering. So this is the ideal the middle intersection of the two Venn diagrams, I can say, where I work in currently. So that is a gist about me. Let's go deeper into how Flipkart Grid happened and what was my journey so far in Grid. I'm just talking about when I participated it last year. So in Flipkart Grid Challenge, you get to participate with everyone in India, like those who register on the Unstop platform. There are multiple tracks. When I participated, there were 4 tracks: software engineering, infosec, robotics, and healthcare. So I'm not sure if they are having these 4 tracks again, but software engineering and infosec are there every time in Flipkart Grid. So how Flipkart as an organization works is they have multiple small charters. They have software teams, they have cybersecurity team, they have automation team, then they have Flipkart Health Plus, which I think currently is decommissioned and now it's part of Flipkart Minutes. So you might be using Minutes on your phone, right? So it's part of that. So they put challenges for these going into these particular teams. So I participated in infosec track, which means that if I'm building for the infosec team here in Flipkart Enterprise. So what you get is, first of all, you have a quiz round. With maybe it could be a round of 2 quiz or 3 quiz, depending how they put it every year. What kind of questions come is basic DSA that you're studying during your college. I suppose everyone who is joining this session is interested in tech. So you might already be preparing for DSA, and you might already be doing your basic CS fundamentals, etc. So your first round includes questions from these. And don't worry, these are not very hard, because you can easily crack it if you have your fundamentals clear. Even if you are not a very intense competitive programmer, still you can crack these rounds. And the second quiz round is you have certain questions related to the track you are applying and related to e-commerce. So there are questions from, let's say, if you're participating in infosec track, there will be questions from cybersecurity. Not very hard, but again, you have this chapter called as computer networks in your CS course. So you might get questions from computer networks around that. And e-commerce, again, you should know the fundamentals of a product company you are going to join, because ideally in your first job, you do not really have many options open. Like for most of people, it's like that. So you go into one company, you figure out what area you really want to work in. Do you want to work in e-commerce sector or some other sector? But let's say you're applying for this, hackathon. You should have some kind of knowledge about e-commerce sector. So there will be certain questions around that in second quiz round. After you clear these quizzes, which will be you need to clear maybe 20 questions in 30 minutes or something around that, or 15 minutes. They change their pattern every year. So not very sure what would be this time. Post that, you will get a problem statement in your second stage. Now, what are these problem statements? These will vary across your tracks. Let's say you are applying to 2 tracks or 3 tracks. You will get 3 different problem statements. In software track, you might get something to build around, let's say, some AI ML automation, or some kind of marketplace, or because things are going towards a lot around generative AI in marketplace. So you might get certain problem statement around it. How can you improve Flipkart's marketplace interface, etc. If you come to security, I think most of it could be around cloud security, because cloud security is a growing challenge. So every year they take uh, what is the current challenge company is facing. So they put that in their problem statement. When I was participating, they had put, how can you make a log analyzer platform using AI/ML? So that was something which Flipkart was facing at that moment. They wanted to analyze their production logs using machine learning, or maybe let's say some other technology. So they had put that in their problem statement. And when how it works is, you need to go through problem statement end to end. You need to understand how to approach it. uh, so there will be documentation given to you, maybe 2 or 3 pager explanation on the problem statement. Just understand it thoroughly. Speak to people in that same area. Speak to seniors, or you can also ping me, or someone you admire, or someone like, what can you do around that problem statement? Research online. You have every tool available. You can use ChatGPT, or you can use Gemini. You have so many tools available now. Start leveraging them. Understand problem statement in and out. Do your thorough research, what you can build to solve it. And then you have your idea submission. In, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks, you need to submit some kind of MVP. So don't think you need to submit a full-fledged deployed solution. No, they look for what is actually solving a business problem. So every problem statement has a business value to add. So try focusing on whatever you are building, how is it benefiting the business? Because if it's not adding any value to the business, it is just a solution. It is just a tech that you have built. It should add some value. It should convert to a business number. If you are building in software track, think how it can be integrated with Flipkart. Just don't, blindly sit and work on the project without thinking of Flipkart context. This is a major thing which people miss out. Secondly, put down your research in every single document. Like, every single research that you do, put that in documentation, so people can see that whatever you have built is thoroughly researched, from user interviews to low fidelity designs to high fidelity designs, plus planning out architecture of the solution. Maybe you can just make a normal HLD diagram for your solution that works at your level, and then putting out a small MVP and showing what kind of phases your solution might go through. Let's say for this hackathon, you will build phase 1. If you join Flipkart, or if you get a chance, how you can scale it for Flipkart environment. So, I hope you're noting it down somewhere, because I really didn't create a presentation, but I'm just throwing out points on how you can actually, make this MVP work for your own benefit in the hackathon. So I just spoke around how it can convert to business value. You should have your research done thoroughly, and make low fidelity designs, make proper architecture diagrams of what solution you're building, build out an MVP. It should work maybe on your local host. That's okay. Not deployed. That's totally fine. Have user interviews if your product is going to be used by consumers. So do these kind of proper things, and just record them in maybe short videos, or maybe in a documentation. So now you have done your part. Now comes the submission phase. You will have to submit all these things in a zip file on Unstop platform, or wherever this Flipkart Grid Hackathon is hosted. After going through submissions, you get into the next phase. If your solution is apt according to the problem statement, you get into the last phase where they call you offline to present in their office. So the everything from travel to stay, etc., will be managed by the company. You just need to come, and this time, since you're going to present it in the office to large audience, you must have some kind of deployment. Even if not a deployed solution, make sure you can give end-to-end demo of what you promised in your first submission. So that should be ready. Sometimes what happens, your idea or your approach can get selected for the final round. However, you might not be winning because you don't have something to show. You just have your idea or you just have your approach. So make sure whenever you're coming to present in the last round, I really hope few teams from here do get a chance to go to finals, you have something which is working to show. So now, since I've spoken a lot, let's relate to how I did it in InfoSec track. So I'll give you end-to-end example how I did. First of all, I had two quizzes rounds, which I gave last year with my team. So each and every one of us had to do that quiz, and the sum average of it would be the final score of team. So we were three people, me and my two other friends. So we did quiz, and then we cleared first round. We got problem statement to build a log analysis platform for Flipkart. Now, since I already had some knowledge around logs. I already knew what kind of production logs are generated because I worked in security space a little during the open source contribution phase of GSOC. So I had some idea, okay, how to approach this. Uh, I won't really have those documentations right now, otherwise would have shown you. But how I did was to understand what kind of applications could be there in Flipkart's ecosystem. Most of the legacy code is in Java, so you will have Java logs. Most or what kind of deployments Flipkart would have. So I tried to think everything from Flipkart's end, and I also spoke to some seniors who were working in corporate itself to understand what kind of tech stack their company has, so I can see which kind of logs will be generated from these particular applications. So I gathered all the logs and then I made my own parsers. So if you don't understand what is meaning of parser, is basically you are converting a raw format into a structured data. So whatever logs I used to get from various application, I'm converting that into a structured format. And then because it was in 2023, that time there was a lot of hype around RAG system on top of LLMs. So LLM RAGs were a hot topic around that time, and people were diving into generative AI. So I learned how to build a RAG platform which can get context of my logs and then answer my queries. So sort of a log analysis on top of my log data, which was structured after parsing. So I did it. I learned it on my own. I did the research and I documented everything. I showed them the approach and I showed them how you can build a end-to-end RAG platform on top of a log ingestion tool. I was using, I think, Logstash that time. So there is something called as Elastic Logstash Kibana ELK, which you can use for just getting logs from certain applications, storing it somewhere, and then visualizing it. So I was using ELK, and then I had my RAG solution, which was taking the logs from my ELK stack, and then telling me, okay, what is meaning of this particular log, or what kind of critical alerts are generating, or things around that. And we built a basic front end where we were showing how you can ask questions on the last 24-hour application logs, things around that. So first of all, we submitted the idea, and then we started building the full stack application so we could present in the finals. And that's how it all happened. The things which I learned around was how you can think from a security mindset. So this is an application level, but since I was participating in an infosec track, I had to research a lot on how you can think from security point of view. What kind of things security engineers would see in a log. I hope everyone is able to understand what is meaning of like log. If something is missing out, you can just stop me there and ask me question or drop in the chat. So log is nothing but every single activity that you do on your application gets logged in your in a let's say in your code or in a log analysis platform. Like even we are using Gmeet right now, and I am saying something, so all of this is getting logged somewhere on Google's backend. So the engineers can see it later on, okay, what kind of activity has happened, and the security engineers analyze these logs to see for any kind of alerts which are generated. So even though I knew how to build the solution, just getting logs, then building a RAG chatbot on top of it, I had to think from a security mindset. What questions can a security engineer ask? What kind of alerts would be generated? How can we resolve these alerts? How this will benefit Flipkart ecosystem? So, three parts here: application think, my research, and then thinking from a security mindset. How can this be beneficial for Flipkart security engineers? So this was my approach in the whole hackathon, and then we presented offline. And during my presentation, I first of all created a end-to-end presentation. I am happy to share my PPT as well. I'll share with Manik. He can forward it later on in the group. So I presented the whole idea, technology, basically going through the technical details, and in the end we had a demo session where we showed how it actually runs, how the platform actually runs. And the good part was we were having our own GPU that time, because LLM's endpoint were not a very, like, you know not a very available thing that time. We didn't have any free LLM service, so we hosted our own small LLM model in the GPU, and like we actually queried to that particular model. So it was very interesting for people there to see, we were running our own LLM and then we were asking queries on top of it. So back in 2023, I think this was one of the most hyped tech, building RAGs on LLM, and the problem statement was also something around that. So, this actually helped us to win the hackathon. Our presentation, our research help. How can this whole application be integrated to Flipkart environment? And then also thinking from a security mindset, how it is helping people. So your problem statement should convert to a business value. That's the simple funda. It should convert into a business value. You should be able to pitch it to someone else. You can just pitch that thing in 5 simple lines to your panel who will be sitting and judging your solution. So that is the whole funda. That this is very simple, and I think this kind of approach is viable to any other hackathon as well. I've participated in many hackathons, and everything comes down to how are you creating value for someone who is going to use your product in the end. So I hope I've spoken a lot, and I think I'm able to explain how I approached it. And yeah, happy to answer any questions on Flipkart Grid as such. Yeah.
Yeah, Juhi, actually, you have covered a lot of aspects, and the explanation was really nice because, to be honest, I've hosted a lot of sessions, but some speakers just like go through with it with like very speed and are not able to. Yeah, actually, if anyone wants to speak via mic, you can raise your hands and I'll call you one by one, or you can type your questions. Juhi, you can take, or shall I dictate from there? You can.
I'll take the questions. Someone is asking me, can you exactly tell what are logs? Just 1 second, I'll show you. Who is this person? Apurva. Hi, Apurva. I'm actually
Yeah,
on my
hello.
Hi, Apurva. Yeah, I'm actually on my office laptop. So can you see my screen? I'm just showing you some image which is available online.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yeah. So if you make any application and you want to see what is happening in your application, you use many libraries to create a logger. Logger is nothing but, like, I'm just clearing this thing. I just did an activity, or I just wrote. what is the weather today. So this is the activity which is happening in this particular application. So the major purpose of logger is to note down, okay, this happened at this timestamp, okay, this happened at that timestamp. Why is it necessary? This is necessary from a debugging point of view, from a security point of view. So this is log in simple. So basically nothing but, what kind of activity is happening on the platform that you have given out to people to use. You just can't give out without logging. Otherwise, you will lose track. Uh, One second. So, can we go questions one by one? Apurva, any doubts here? I hope you're clear.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
No issues. So, I'll take the next question. To study ML. I think it won't be good if I tell all this verbally. So, Manik, is it feasible if I share with you? I have listed down my own learning resources for machine learning. I can just share you that Excel sheet itself. You can populate in your group wherever everyone is added. Is
Yeah,
that
sure.
possible?
You can share me the PPT and all the resources after the session, and I'll
Yeah, yeah.
share it along with the YouTube video, which will be published in our YouTube channel. I'll share all the resources. No, not a
Great,
problem.
great. Next question is, could you please, when creating PPT, I usually submitting PPT. Okay. Who is this person? Ankita. Ankita, do you have any sample presentation to show in the call? I can just give you feedback right away. One
Ankita, you can
second.
also switch on your
Yeah, you
mic
can
to speak
unmute
that.
and talk. I have to look into this. No worries. So usually these hackathons give you a sample format of presentation, what you need to submit, how you need to submit. Maybe it gets rejected because it lacks technical depth and it lacks research done. So just make sure whenever you are going to submit your presentation, it should be backed by three things: your user interviews. Your user could be a security engineer who is going to use your product, or maybe it if it is an internal tool, it could be some software engineer who is going to use your product, or maybe a product manager. So I think you have online platform, you have Twitter, you have LinkedIn. Reach out to people, ask them what are the pain points, understand from user, and or maybe just create a hypothetical user using ChatGPT or something and understand what could be their pain points for which you are building, right? So your user persona, user interview is very important to put in presentation. What things are you solving for, in the end? Second is your technical depth, because you all are from tech folks, and these hackathons means that you are going to develop something, so it should have that technical depth. And the third should be your research done. You should maybe just link references from where you read, maybe some research paper that you are trying to translate into a software, or maybe some articles that you just read. So I think these kind of things add value to presentation. And there should be a if you are able to pull out the demo, just put anything, but just put a demo link there. Maybe some screenshot of platform that you built, or maybe even if it's just Python code, just show some output is coming. So just put screenshots and show what is the output, what were you able to achieve in a week. And there are so many coding platforms aided by AI, which you can use now to build quick MVPs. So I think this is a high time you should start building things and just not stick to your curriculum, or just not stick to just solving questions on lead code. You should try putting your MVPs out. Yeah. Anyways, next question. How do you how did you exactly use the logs and problem statements? Some logging are time based, other are yeah. So that is where So Kritika, that is where I understand your question. That is why we need log parser. So what log parser does is to convert various log formats. See, system logs could be in a different format, application logs could be in a different format. So you need a log parser which converts into a standard format. So then only you can ingest that into, let's say, Logstash or similar log platforms. because these platforms need you to convert into a standard format. You should have a key value pair. So if your key is time, or and your value is, let's say, it's a debug log or it's a warning log, you should be able to have a good log parser. Many people use Logstash for log parsing. You can make your own log parsers. Uh, and for MVP purpose, talking honestly, you don't need a production solution. You can just take 5 different types of logs and you can make a parser, and you can show how you're able to convert these 5 different formats into a single format. That should suffice for now. I hope it is clear. Any questions there, Kritika?
I guess she don't have any questions because yeah, we can proceed with the next one.
Yeah, not a technical doubt, but no matter what passport size photo is submit while trying to register, doesn't accept it. Not sure around that. Not sure around that. Very sorry. I'm particularly curious around screening round. Did you focus strengthening your GitHub resume to stand out? Yes, I've worked a lot on my resume on the projects. Uh, Actually, I would say open source contributions, fellowships gave me a standout than normal resumes. I was part of MLH fellowship. I was part of Summer of Bitcoin. I tried that in my college years. I used to apply to a lot of programs. Like almost every weekend, I used to sit and apply to so many programs. There was a reason why, because I was not in CS batch. I was in a normal IC batch. So I knew that I had to go by off campus placement. So I was doing that hard work from my first year itself. So that's why I used to do a lot of open source work. Next is, was there any specific highlight screening stage? Um, so I recommend, if you are creating your resume, create it on Overleaf. There is a standard format called as DD resume, which you can use. There are so many AST checkers for resume. You can check your score there. And rest, I will say, start working on small projects. Put out on Twitter. Tech Twitter is very active. Put out on Twitter whatever you are building. Put on LinkedIn. Yes, definitely start contributing to open source along with your DSA preparation. I would say that will give you an edge what industry is solving, or what people are building in today's era. Next is, what helps in qualifying the first round, as this year is not. So what will be asked in the first round? Can you clear me there?
You can switch on your mic because it takes a lot of time to type. Otherwise, let's move on to the next question.
There we have only have to submit our resume and our academic details. There is no MCQ round. So what helps us to qualify the first round? There is
Hmm.
no problem statement before the first round.
I think they might be doing some kind of checking on your resume itself. Make sure you have every technical detail regarding your project mentioned in your resume. So whatever you're building, just write it in very detailed manner. Just make sure you have a good resume. You can check for many templates online, or I can even share my resume. I'm comfortable doing that. I'll share you my resume of final year, like which I applied for jobs in my fourth year. And the main part which I said, along with your preparation of DSA, etc., start building out on public. Like start putting things, whatever you're building, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Start contributing to open source. Do not spam any open source repository, because I think a lot of us starts making small irrelevant commits. Make a useful like make something useful and try to put something useful in open source wherever you are trying to contribute. Is it necessary to have depth of AI/ML to win hackathon? No, no, it's not. I am not from ML background, very honestly. I studied everything on the go. I studied everything during my job. But whatever was relevant for a particular project, I knew that end to end. So make sure whatever you're putting out on presentation, you should have in-depth knowledge. Do not write without having in-depth knowledge around it. You don't need any kind of depth in a particular field. Usually in college we feel that we want to become specialist, but ideally the career goes around like a T shape. You have breadth first knowledge in many fields, and then slowly you start taking specialization into particular area. So like currently, when I started out, I used to try everything from product development to open source, DSA, etc. Now I finally feel like which area I want to go forward with. Maybe I'm not still clear. Maybe in few couple of years I'll get that clarity. So if you are not very interested in ML, I won't recommend you going deep dive. You can have breadth first knowledge, clear your basics, and maybe slowly over the time you realize that okay, this is the area I want to work in. Then you can proceed further with getting more knowledge. How is the shortlisting process? LinkedIn, GitHub. I think they are checking your portfolio, your contributions, and everything. So yeah. What are the stack projects that stands out in hackathon? Again, this is a misconception. There is no such thing as best stack. Whatever works is like good enough. So make sure your idea is powerful. Uh, Next is I'm a bit unsure around accepting the problem statement. Is it good to build a base of project, then we can modify according to the problem given? I've entered in second and requirement technology. Parvika, can you explain the exact concern?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. Yeah.
So, ma'am, my first doubt is that, like, whenever we accept the problem statement that we have to work upon it, so we are given a particular time. So, we might not be able to work that good on that problem statement. So, before that, only we know how the company or the organization is working. So, we can create some base project, and according to the statement, we can modify it. So, can we do that?
Mm,
Like recently, I participated in the Adobe hackathon.
okay.
So
Okay.
what we are doing right now is that we are building a base project that do some modifications, and when the problem statement will come, we can modify it, like what exactly the theme they are choosing. So it won't take that much of time. So can we do that also?
I don't think so. It works that way, but you can do these projects for your learning. But if a problem statement asks you to make a mobile application and you have made a boilerplate for web application, it doesn't really make sense. So I don't think so that's a good approach. You should rather wait for the problem statement and maybe study what kind of submissions happen in many hackathons. You know about platform called as devfolio, right? All these hackathons keep happening there. You check out what are the winning projects, what kind of tech stack people follow, what kind of projects win, what is their pitch. Study these things. Do it for your learning. Do not do it in in a schooled manner. Like okay, let me study syllabus till 10th because now I'm going to enter 10th class. So in ninth you're studying syllabus of 10th you're studying syllabus of 11. Don't do things like that like you used to do in school. Think with broad mindset. See what world is like, how people are doing. You can check dev post. I'll just put the things here. You can check dev post. You can check devfolio. These are good platforms to check what kind of hackathons are happening, what people are submitting. And I think already people here would be participating in many hackathons, and maybe some would have won also. So, and have these kind of people in your surroundings who are actually doing these things. So do not go by let me build a web application beforehand the problem statement comes. Do it for your learning, but don't think that it will really give you an edge. Um, is not how did you know about the fellowships and hackathons. So there it all depends on what kind of peer circle you have in your college, and how curious you are about things. I won't say I knew about 100% of them, maybe around 60 to 70%. It's all about how much you're able to search online, and how much you're able to expand your network, find things for yourself, Google it out. If you do not have that peer circle, which I really didn't have, because in my college itself, everyone was focused on DSA. Very few were into fellowships and open source. It was very hard for me to actually find such kind of peer circle. Best thing you can do is get into a technical club in your college, or maybe join some technical clubs of other colleges. Sometimes there are technical clubs of triple IT Allahabad, etc. Code, I don't remember the name, but I was part of it, and I used to see a lot of people contributing to open source. So they actually taught me to how to do my first Hacktoberfest in my first year. So you can join technical clubs of other colleges if your college is not that very good. And just be curious. I think everything else you can find on YouTube by searching. There is a senior in my college, Arsh Goel, who puts out a lot of knowledge around fellowships, etc. So you can follow him as well. And there are many Telegram groups as well. You just need to be curious of what you want to do and search every day, every week, about it. Somebody has shared the DD template. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I found one of my PPT. Could you please review the first solution challenge? Sure, Ankita. Manik, you can share the presentation with me.
Sure.
Mm, I'll share the resume, and I'll also share the presentation which I submitted to Flipkart Grid. Yeah, I've covered all the questions. Regardless, what are your current... Okay, so Kritika, that's a very wide question, and I think it's just been 1 year for me to do my full-time job, and career is an ever-evolving field. I mean, when I was in college, I used to be like, "Oh, I'm not. I don't think so. I can work in a corporate. I want to do masters." Or I used to be very confused myself, and I won't say that I'm very perfect right now, but I think everything comes down to your curiosity and how much you're able to put in, like your, something that drives you towards a particular field. If you're really curious about a certain area, no matter what, I'm sure you're going to crack a job in that. And even if you join some other company, let's say, you're starting out, you joined as analytical engineer, or let's say data analyst. I see a couple of my friends join that because uh, like these are easy jobs to crack. And if you're curious about something, you eventually will go in that field because you're trying that after your job. So career is an ever evolving field, and you just need to take the first step and just be patient with your hard work. I think it should happen over the time. So I think I think the simple funda I can tell you is just to be curious and very dedicated with whatever you do. Have a high work ethic towards yourself, and just be honest to yourself. Like, best where you stand. And I will say that please talk to a lot of people, because the more you talk, the more you will learn from other people. And don't get completely influenced by anyone. Whatever I say, take it with a pinch of salt. Just talk to a lot of people so you can understand different perspectives. Yeah. Next part is, regardless, I started my DSA. Okay. I will say anything before trees you should cover, because DP and graphs usually they don't ask, but in case 1 or 2 questions. Strivers is best, I think, to follow. Yeah. Could you review my PPT? Yeah. Ankita will review it. Manik will share with me. When we are making project, we use AI for just space, like an overview, then make changes according. See, Priya, you have so many AI tools like Cursor. I don't know. At this point, I've even lost how many have come in the market. The major point is you need to know what you are coding, even if you're using that tool. I will not recommend you blindly using it if you do not have your basics clear. So make sure if you're developing a web application, you know what is client server architecture. You know how the technology that you're using cursor to build actually works. So you're only going to lie to yourself if you do not really understand in depth whatever you are making. Yeah. Yes, Vijay, you've raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question. Question is like, how should we document our work? From start to end, we have to write everything, like what we are doing and how we are doing in the document, or just we have to write main points what we are doing in the documentation.
Okay, good question. The basic flow, I'll just write it for you. And writing chat. First is your product research. Second is your competitive analysis. Next is your, let's say, your technical walkthrough. Mm. Next could be your MVP screenshots or any code-based screenshots. Basically, your working solution. Or you can also present your, let's say, designs of screen, etc. Third and fourth point can be mismatched. I'll just put it and then explain. Fifth could be, yeah, some challenges that you faced. Um, Sixth could be the references or research done. So you can actually overlap third and fourth point. You can put your working demo first, then your technical walkthrough, or you can put the technical details first and then your MVP. This is the basic flow. You can put your research. Do not do it like your diary entry. I did this on first day, I did that on second day. No, I don't mean that. I mean a product document. Like what product have you made?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No issues. What we're making is okay. The next question is I have taken a course with Apna College. Hmm. Yeah, so basically, dear, this is a very, like, this is, I think, with the current advancement in technology, solely relying on doing C++ is not going to help you. You should understand fundamentals of software engineering. First of all, study your courses. I will say study in advance your CS fundamentals. Understand your different courses you have. Let's say in you have DA, you have computer architecture, you have software engineering, you have computer networks. Study the fundamentals. Understand which area is really inspiring you or which area is something you want to dive into. Start building projects in that. Very simple funda. Understand what technologies are present, what is web. Like I don't really, I'm not trying to pitch you or sell you any kind of technology or any area, but try to understand people are building in blockchain, people are building in AI, people are building in what can people build in backend, what are microservices. Uh, Start finding communities. Try to follow which area really excites you instead of blindly doing anything from Apna College or any platform. First of all, you need to understand what is exciting you, and you can only crack that after you try multiple technologies. You can also do designing. There is a huge space called as UI UX design. If you like design instead of coding, so you can also explore that. But first of all, you need to start exploring. And along with it, of course, you need to build your fundamentals. For that, you need DSA. So you can follow this approach. Try to spend 6 to 7 months trying out different technologies, studying your fundamentals along with DSA, and then figure out which area you want to deep dive into. So this could be a way you can go forward. I'm interested in ML, doing courses, building projects. There are more opportunities in front end, back end. So should I switch back to Web? See, even going forward, Amolya, you will need some kind of knowledge in software, because in ML you might end up doing ML engineering, feature engineering, which is called, and you will need to have good knowledge of how software works. So I think it will be better if you take basic understanding in front and back end. So it is not a very different thing. It's not like you are going to sail on a different cruise together. You are just going to build out something in which you might require everything, your front and back end knowledge as well as your knowledge in machine learning. But if you're really interested in ML, I will say this is the best time to learn ML and start implementing real things. Just don't stick to the course. Start putting out whatever you learn on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or on Medium articles. Give to people your product to use. So cold email to people whatever you build. So start pushing this out, whatever you build. uh, Kanupriya, you can share the resume with Manik. He'll share with me. Yeah.
Okay, I guess all the questions has been covered. And if you have any more questions, then you can obviously connect with Juhi and can ask questions on her LinkedIn. I'll share her LinkedIn profile. Okay, you can ask the questions over there. And in the meantime, Juhi, I would like to ask, like you have been with Flipkart from quite a while now. So how's the culture at Flipkart? And like suppose if anyone wants to enter in the Flipkart, so how they can make the best out of this opportunity?
Um, I will say more or less most of the product corporate companies work in a similar fashion. So, and it also depends a lot on your team. So it's not just about the company, but what I've realized personally is what kind of team you enter in. Let's say if you are in a front end team, UI engineering team, your work could go monotonous. Let's say if you are in an analyst team, data analysis team, your work again could go monotonous. So it all depends what kind of team you are going into. And you can switch teams, of course, like after 1 year of your job. But just to put it out that it's not just about the company, the culture in every team can vary. So it all depends which kind of team you're joining in and what are your mentors, who are your seniors in that particular team. So keep this with you. This is viable for any product company you're going to join in future. uh, Personally, now coming to Flipkart, I think the culture is good in terms of learning. You can get to learn a lot of things. Flipkart develops everything in house, so they have their every tool, single tool in house. So you get to learn a lot if you are even working on in house tooling. And they are trying to stay at top of every technology. So there are teams who are working on the next big technology out there. So I think you would get exposure of every single task. Now it comes again. Last thing, it all comes down to your personal curiosity and how much you want to excel in your career. So you will take up certain projects like that, and you will grow in your ladder accordingly. So yeah, that's my answer.
That
And yeah,
was
you asked me around Flipkart Grid. Yeah, I will say everyone should apply for it. And as I told you, you can follow that process for your MVP. And I really hope you get to like Flipkart to present your solution. After you are done with your presentation, and if someone gets into the Flipkart with Flipkart Grid, they will be joining the particular team who has put the problem statement, and they will work for the next 6 months in their internship to enhance that problem statement. So this is what I can tell you what will happen in future if you crack the the hackathon.
okay, nice. So, one generic question and the last question of this meeting that I would like to ask. So, the students when they enter in the college to some if they don't know coding previously, like they're lost, like what should they do? Their teachers tell us to prepare DSA for placements. Their seniors tell us that they don't have on-campus placements, focus on off-campus placements. For off-campus placements, they are confused like what to do DSA versus development, and if we want to do development, then which tech stack? If we want to DSA, then which tech stack? Like how much time we should allocate to DSA? Like we should go for hackathons, fellowships, opportunities, internships, startups. There are like quite a noise in the future. And just like suppose all of these people like our lovely attendees have attended this session, right? You have shared your advice. Maybe someday some senior tell something different. like they get influenced and change the path. So obviously this happens with everyone. So maybe it happened to you at some point when you just getting started in your college, maybe not, I don't know. But I would like to ask, like, what advice you want to give to the person who is starting the journey, or to the person who is like quite confused, like where to go and how to navigate the things and how to like concrete the path, so that this is the path, this is the aim, now I'll not navigate any further and will aim it.
Two things there, Manik. Yes, this has happened to me like a lot of times. I started out from coding, spending. I actually used to do that before joining college as well, a little. And then I switched to product design. Then I switched back again to coding because I realized no, design is not my thing. I feel I'm blocked. I want to do something very technical. And I kept on switching a lot of things, but like gratefully I was able to take a call and stick to one particular area. So this is a very normal thing which happens with people. They get influenced by, let's say, some senior got 50 LPA or 60 LPA, we'll follow that path. First of all, you need to clear one thing in yourself. If you just want to get a job for the sake of earning money, I would say try your best, uh, do competitive programming, or maybe just go in blockchain, or maybe do the latest tech which is getting high salaries, and just go with that sole goal of I need to do X to get into Y company, and I will get this money and then I can just chill out. So many people have that kind of mentality, and that's completely fine. That's a very sorted way to live. No kind of second thoughts and no kind of third thoughts that come there. But maybe some people follow in that path, in that area. I think most of the people are in this bucket. I want to do something meaningful. Now, that meaning is something you keep searching throughout your life, and you might think your college will give you that. But what I can say is, whatever you know right now, try to make out the best of it. Like, do not waste any time in just contemplating or being sad. If you feel you know lost, something like that, choose one particular area, spend 6 months, very focused deep work in that, and I'm sure you will make something beneficial out of that particular area. Don't try to follow things blindly. Have a thick skin and stick to one area for at least 6 months, whichever you decide. Because if you do not put in number of hours, you will not see the result. And when you try to find result quickly, you will fail on putting that hard work, and you will come in that loop. Okay, I'm not able to do this. I'm not able to do this. I'm not good at anything. Pick a skill. There is something called as hard skill, soft skill. Pick a hard skill. It could be code, it could be design, it could be product management, it could be machine learning, it could be context engineering, the new field that has come up. So many things are there. Pick a hard skill, put some time into it. You will see results in 6 months. Trust me, that's like a very simple thing I can tell you. And for the people who fall in the first bracket, doing X to get Y job, I think there is no second thoughts you should have. Just follow the standard path, uh, follow certain technology, do competitive programming, get into HFTs, or whatever you're aiming for. And for the people who fall in the second bracket, who wants to find certain meaning in the work they do, I will say stick to one area, put some time, and then see where you are. Instead of following random advices on YouTube, or instead of following or switching your path very frequently, at least put good amount of 4 to 6 months in a particular field. Even if you're picking web development, try to go into depth. Try to follow your curiosity. Go as much as depth you can, because if you do not understand fruits of that particular area, you might not be able to get that kind of atmosphere or get that kind of circle where you will see, okay, what people are doing, leveraging this particular tech stack. So you need to really get deeper into a particular domain if you start doing it. Yeah, I will say, if you're just starting out college, take up something, whatever excites you, put 6 months into that, see where you are. If you think this is not what I want to do, good. You actually know what you don't want to do, right? So that is also a additional thing that you have done, and I think it should help you. That should help you really.
Nice. Now that would be the best ever answer that we get in this amazing meeting. So everyone, we have shared Juhie's LinkedIn on the Google Meeting chat. I'm pinning it. I'm sharing it again. Maybe you can connect with her there. And if you are a part of our WhatsApp community, then it's great. If you're not, then you can fill the form. I'm sharing the link. Uh, it is a very active community. If you want to ask anything, you can get help anytime. And do follow us on LinkedIn and on Instagram. And as this is the end of the meeting, I would encourage you to switch on your camera so that we can click a group picture, because yes, we would love to post about this wonderful session with Juhi on our LinkedIn profiles. And then I'll like announce the result of those lucky people. I haven't forgot, to be honest, right? I was not speaking only because I want you to switch on cameras. I'm damn serious about it. So yes, we are waiting for like a few seconds, then we can click a
Yeah, sure.
picture. If you want to come, you can come in the frame. Yeah, it will hardly take around less than 20 to 30 seconds. Yes, at least I'm hoping to see the maximum number of people turning on their cameras, because today is a very special day. Yes. And this picture would straight get into the website. Actually, we are planning to design a website. Someone asked that where to find these opportunities. Like that would be the hub of all these
Yeah,
opportunities. You don't like get to navigate from a lot of websites. I see that a lot of people still coming. You can come really quick so that we can click a group picture. In the meantime, Juhi, do you have any hand gestures that we can have apart from like the victory sign? No, this is very common. This is very
I
common. Something unique.
I am really bad at it, so I'm not really sure whatever suits up to you. I'm okay with that.
Okay, nice. Anybody wants to suggest any hand gestures that we can have? Okay, like Manvi suggesting this. What is this? This P?
This is F
F. Okay,
for
Flipkart.
Flipkart.
Okay, Flipkart. Okay, you all can do F and I'll click the picture. Nice. Those who can do F, they can make. Otherwise, those who are with their cameras and cannot do F, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Juhi, like a little bit upper so that we can see your F.
Sorry. Thank
You're from Flipkart. Nice. That should highlight. Amazing.
you. Okay.
Say cheese, everyone. Smile on face. Nice. Thank you so much, everyone, for turning on your cameras and joining this wonderful session. And yes, we are also planning like we can do like 1 years of celebration meeting, maybe in the late evening. Anybody who wants to join and share anything they can. And yes, thank you so much, Chewy, for giving your
Thank
valuable
you.
time and for taking all the questions, especially. We are truly grateful to have you with us. And yes, you can share the PPTs and all the resources, and I'll
Yeah.
share you to the community. And regarding the main part, like okay, I saw that Ankita, Bhumi, Kritika, and Ratna Jaiswal, but we need only three. I mentioned the three. Okay, so it is very difficult choice. So you all have consistently switched on your camera throughout the meeting, and you all get Canva Premium for 1 month. All four of you from my side. If anybody could switch on their camera in the entire meeting, they could get two. Like I mentioned three, but if you are 8 to 10 people, then we'll give it to 8 to 10 people. But yes, for today's evening, Ankita, Kritika, Ratna, and Bhumika are the winners. You all can mail on girlsleadingtech@gmail.com.
I
Okay.
think Vijay Lakshmi has also turned on since start. So
Yes,
let's not miss her.
she's a part of our community. Like she has all the resources
Okay.
and every access. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I was not aware. Just trying
Nice.
to be grateful.
Amazing.
Okay.
So yes, you can mail us at girlsleadingtech@gmail.com. Okay, Ankita, Kritika, Ratna, and Bhumika, and from there we can send you the access. And you all can
Okay.
leave the meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juhi, for coming.
Bye. Bye.
And do post about this session on your LinkedIn. It would be really amazing. And don't forget to tag Girls Leading Tech and our amazing speaker, Juhi. Maybe some person at Flipkart saw your post and you get opportunity. Who knows? You know.